I'm Kit, and this is Caleb.
And we're the Trophy Bros.
Welcome to our podcast,
Listen as we share our crazy
Off the Wall,
and oftentimes ridiculous thoughts.
Enjoy the episode.
All right, well, welcome back to the Trophy Bros. And this is my son, Curry Crouch. Curry. And you guys know Kit Kat over there.
Oh, yeah.
This is our episode entitled Joes versus Pros. And so we thought we would do a little bit of inviting of my son because he has this little game he likes to call Curry Wins.
I don't like to call it. People like to call it.
Yeah.
No.
I've never called it.
Yes, you do.
No, I would never.
It is one of those things that we've grown up with him in our lives, and he's been so competitive. He's the firstborn in our small family, and he's so competitive that I guess we kind of catered to him
Just a little.
to where he always had to win. So
No.
it was one of those things we would always play till he eventually won. And so anything from kickball to playing cards to
Bonus room baseball.
bonus room baseball. Like, you even made up a set of rules
There's a rule book right in that locker right there.
in the locker.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So tell us some of the rules of bonus room baseball. What was the AA?
BRBAA, Bonus Room Baseball Association of America.
Okay. What was some of the rules?
No bunting, obviously,
Yeah.
because hit home runs. If it hits the roof, it's an out. 3 strikes, 4 balls. It did say the bases in the room are specified between players in the league, so everybody in the league knew where the bases were. That's
Okay.
kind of it.
So we can
And
change it mid-game?
If it hit above right here, it's a home run. Like if it hit in the gray, it was the wall. That's pretty much it.
I thought
if it
you
hit
just
the-
wanted to touch my back.
If it hit the couch, it's an automatic foul ball.
If it hit the couch.
That's in the middle of the room.
If it interfered. So like if you hit it straight into the couch and it rolled back.
Oh,
Obviously,
that's
the
a
foul
crap rule.
Yeah.
Some people aren't mobile. The thing is, there's a small distance right here though, and there's some people that get pelted with the ball.
Off the bat?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wag has eaten it a couple times.
So you got to think about it though. What was the bat and what was the ball?
Well, the Rangers used to give out the baseball stress balls, and those were the ball of choice. Originally, they were just regular stress balls. They moved to the baseball ones because it had seams, and you could get a better action on your pitches with them. And then the toy miniature baseball
You're not
bat.
you're
from the
not
Rangers.
competitive at all.
No.
No.
Better seams, better curve,
Yeah.
better.
You just-
Mind you, we're only like 3 feet away from
Yeah.
each other.
They must have been really good seams as they're moving that short then. So, and then a toy miniature bat from a Rangers game.
Yeah, a wooden one.
A wooden one.
So your technique though wasn't both hands on the bat. It was typically a one-handed.
Yeah. And you can't full swing or else you'll hit the lockers. So you had the very short swing, kind of, there's short, choppy swings.
So basically like a slap almost.
Kind of like you ever seen Mike Trout swing, how he doesn't swing all the way?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like a Mike Trout swing
I got you.
kind of deal.
I got you.
So,
All right. Well, so it's so competitive though. We would be playing games. I know me and you would play, especially when you were a little bit younger, and I would go up, and we would say we're going to play to this so many innings, and I'd be up, and then it was like no, let's play one more inning,
yeah.
and then I would say okay, and then I would let you score a couple more runs just so we would be done. But here recently, you've been playing with your sister.
No, yeah.
And your sister has been throwing some pretty dirty
Yeah.
pitches.
She accidentally throws knuckleballs.
Yeah.
Like, she throws them underhand, she throws them overhand. She just doesn't spin the ball very much. And
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know,
throws you
it-
off, huh?
It does a little bit, yeah.
What is that? A league of her own?
Yeah, pretty
Ooh,
much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice touch there, buddy.
Yeah.
She's been whooping up on you.
Mhm.
I know. I heard about how he cheated in tennis the other day.
I didn't cheat.
Yeah. See,
Just
Curry
won.
wins.
Yeah.
I just
See, he won.
won.
Curry wins.
Yeah.
It wasn't tennis. It was Curry wins.
No.
Well, all right. Well, it's not just baseball. It's other things. We'll play kickball at church and everything comes down. Curry's usually on the winning team.
Oh yeah, it gets pretty heated.
I mean, he's like yelling. If you're not doing the right thing, he gets on you and make sure that you take care of
Hollering,
business.
screaming,
So,
acting a fool.
Call
but
the ball.
and
Chris, act a fool.
in light or in spirit of Curry wins, Curry is claiming that he is a root beer connoisseur. If you've ever watched him or listened to his other podcast, y'all are crazy with him and his buddy Caden. Shout out to Caden.
Yeah, shout out Y'all Are Crazy podcast.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout
Y'all are
out,
crazy.
shout out.
He claims that he is a root beer connoisseur.
And this
So-
happens on more
Multiple-
than
oh, yeah.
multiple episodes
Oh yeah.
that y'all get in
It's
arguments about root beer.
Nearly every episode we talk about root beer.
And so we have set up a taste test
Which
of
floors
root
me,
beer.
by the way.
What?
Like y'all be talking about something
Completely. Yeah.
completely different, and all of a sudden root beer gets brought up, and you're like, "Oh, that's a joke." I'm just like,
Yeah.
how does root beer get brought up in
Yeah.
steaks?
Because root beer goes well with steak. If you think about it.
All right, so y'all let me get through this. We've set up a taste test of root beer for Curry to taste, and he's going to identify the root beer, the brand of root beer, just by tasting it. And he's going to tell us. And he has a cup of water here to cleanse his palate because
Yeah.
he has a sensitive palate.
So
Yeah.
sophisticated that we have to cleanse our palate.
Yeah, let me go grab that real quick.
While he does that, I'm going to explain my tier list of root beers of what is the best and what isn't. So clearly, you have number one, which is A&W root beer.
Wow.
It's the best.
Nope.
It's
Nope.
it's smooth, creamy. It's just delicious.
Nope.
Number two, you're gonna have Mug root beer. It's also creamy and delicious. And then you have Barks down at the bottom of the
But we
the
have
podium,
6 here.
of the podium. Well, podium or podium in here.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's probably more above Barks, but I'm talking big three. You know.
What about IBC? IBC is a big.
Oh man, that smells so good.
Well, I couldn't find
just smell
find
it just sitting
Mug.
there.
I couldn't find
Yeah.
Mug because for some reason Mug is snubbed around here. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to go to like
What?
what is a chicken
Taco
place?
Bell, Golden
Golden Chick or
Yeah.
Taco Bell to get it.
Yeah.
So we've numbered these glasses off, and I'm gonna read you the options that you have. We have Hank's Classic Root Beer.
Do you know what Hanks tastes like?
No,
Have you had a Hanks?
I've had Hanks maybe once, twice.
We have IBC Root Beer.
The best.
We have Great Value, which is Walmart.
Okay.
We have Barks.
Second.
We have A&W
Okay.
and Dublin.
Okay.
I like the
I
Dublin.
like the Dublin as
I
well.
do too.
But
My question
Dublin has
is,
a distinct.
what's your before you taste? What's your take on the Great Value?
I don't know.
beer?
I mean, I don't drink it very much. Usually I go for a Great Value cream soda over a Great Value root beer, but it's pretty good.
So here's what I'll do. Rather than you just tasting one and then making you give us an answer, I'll let you taste all of them
And then make my decisions.
and then make a decision.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna
go ahead and start tasting.
You're gonna
I'm gonna go with number five.
You're going
It's
in
the
five.
lightest
Dude,
one
that,
that
yeah,
I've
that's,
noticed.
that's what I
You're going to
noticed.
swirling around like
Like a wine glass.
Yeah,
You can
it
see the
is.
legs coming off of it.
this one has a lemon base.
Ooh.
Ooh, has a mesquite.
That one looks pretty rough.
It looks good, or it looks bad, but it tastes good.
Mm.
And look at the foam it leaves when you pour it back, when you set the glass back down.
See, my initial thought is Great Value, just because it has a very can taste to it. I know that one was in the can, and it's not super heavy. It's kind of a light taste, so I'm gonna go with Great Value for this one, number 5.
Great Value number 5.
Are you
I'm not locking it in. I'm just gonna make these, and then I can go back and change them.
okay?
So I have Great Value.
Well, leave that there.
Leave it over here.
Yeah, just set it back there. You can write it down on a. We have that dry erase board right down there.
I'm gonna go for number 6 now. See, this one, there's been a streak of bubbles. It's rising to the top right here. I've noticed it.
well.
So let's look at this one.
Y'all are more observant than I am.
Deeper color here, more bubbly. That's Barks. I don't know.
I gotta have like some Long John Silvers with my A&W before I can tell. Have to have a greasy slab
You're
of
saying
fish.
I don't know yet.
You should be able to tell by the smell too.
All that
I'm
spice in it.
thinking it's not Barks because of the
Does it
smell. I
have a
don't think
kick?
that's Barks.
Is it gonna? Are you gonna
I
have a
don't-
kick?
I don't think so.
Does it kick you like a mule?
That was my other thought. It's hard to tell.
What do you, oh my gosh.
Yep.
You're spilling it all over us.
That's A&W. I could see the foam.
You think that's A&W?
Mm-hmm.
We're changing it to A&W now?
A&W. Yep.
Which one did you say was A&W?
Number 6.
And it's just because I gave you the answer.
No.
Yeah.
I was between them.
Okay, quit helping them.
Not going to help him no
Number
more.
3.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Make sure. Should have brought you a tub of coffee grounds that you can just munch on. I worked at Bell's one time, and they had Bell's. Yeah.
Like the clothing store?
Yeah. Well, I had a buddy of mine that worked there as a manager, and he needed help during Christmas. And so I helped him like with stocking shoes. But up by the perfume, they had a bunch of coffee grounds so you could cleanse your smelling palate.
Oh.
So I thought I'd bring some coffee grounds for him to suck on in between.
IBC.
You think that's ABC?
Mm-hmm.
You could be so wrong, or you could be
Could
so
be.
right.
That is how it works.
Yeah.
So we got 3, 5, and 6 done.
He thinks.
That has a bottle taste.
Ooh,
the carbonation is very bodily.
there's
Bodily?
they,
Bodily.
there's only one that was in a can.
And I sniffed it out immediately. Exactly.
You think?
That's 3 is definitely IBC.
Okay. Does it smell internationally? Is that what the I stands for?
Maybe. I'm going to have the worst burps after this. I'm going to be
Number 4. huh?
number 4.
I'm sure sarsaparilla.
That could be a Dr. Pepper cream soda. Now I probably just threw off your whole taste palette. Change it. Oh, man, now I'm talking about Dr. Pepper.
Mm.
That doesn't even taste like root beer at all. Which is why I'm thinking Barks.
Maybe we just got mineral. We got mineral water and got some of that A&W.
That's not
like,
Marks.
We got some of that A&W like concentrate that you put in your bottled water.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of that. That tastes awful.
It's horrible. I tried to find Dad's
not-
root beer.
It's not A&W, or it's not Barks, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to come back to 4.
Well, you know, it's some of those
It's-
that
it's-
maybe you haven't
I
tasted
don't want
before.
to put a name down there.
It's either Hank's or Dublin.
Is that all we have left?
No. I'm just saying.
What is Barks, Hanks, or Dublin is all I have to put. So
What if it's junipers?
okay, really
Ooh.
caramely scent here.
Caramely.
Well, I can tell you which that one is.
No, you can't.
Why are you trying to help him out so
Great
much?
value.
Ooh.
Very caramely taste.
Ooh.
Caramely.
Smell that and tell me that doesn't smell like caramel and maybe a little bit of coffee scent in there.
Mm.
I don't,
Coffee?
just smell it. There's definitely a caramel scent to that.
No.
Smell that.
I'm not smelling that stuff. Y'all have already stuck your nose in it.
We stuck it on the rim of the glass.
See? You stuck your nose in it.
I like that one.
Oh,
Put that down for great value. And erase 5. 5's not great value anymore.
you're going to be so wrong.
The lightness of it threw me off. Well, yeah, I'm not going to be perfect. I've already accepted that.
What?
Curry wins.
Yes.
What's it? Let's determine this. What is considered a win for you?
I would say 4 out of 6.
4 out of 6.
That's my win. Because I'm not going to be perfect.
That's not my one.
Especially since I haven't tasted some of these before. Goodness, I told y'all these burps
Your
are gonna
burps
be
stink
awful.
too.
They probably do.
Number 1.
The way you're swishing it around.
Why are you making that face?
There's a sarsaparilla taste to that one that threw me off.
sarsaparilla.
I love me
Really?
some. I love me some sarsaparilla.
Leaning towards Dublin on this one.
Ooh, Dublin. Why? Because they're sassy.
That's Dublin.
Oh, that's Dublin.
I will.
100.
I will say I ordered some root beer on Amazon, and when I ordered it, and it was supposed to come in today, but because I ordered it, it was supposed to be in a bottle, and I think the bottle probably broke in shipping,
Oh.
and so now
what
that
kind was it?
it was like from Australia, from down under.
That would have been sweet.
Yeah.
Hey, I need number 4 and 5.
Okay. So 6 is throwing me off because I was originally thought Barks and I thought A&W and it's.
Well, you started with Barks and
I
you
know.
went to A&W.
I know I don't like that I have those two in the same
I know.
realm.
That's mind blowing because A&W's, you're all
It is, but
number one.
if I had a straw, maybe.
A straw? I thought you said you
Out
didn't
of
want a
here.
straw. You said a straw would
Goodness.
throw you completely off.
If they were iced, I could tell.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Excuses. You know what they're like.
Buttholes, everybody has them.
They're
And
all,
they all stink.
all full of it.
what are we doing? I need 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. Come on.
I should have put a timer on you.
No kidding.
See, I feel like that one has more vanilla taste to it.
Oh, now it's got vanilla.
But whenever I drink Barks, I add vanilla to it because it makes it taste better.
You add vanilla?
Yeah. Like when I go to Sonic, I get
Do you
Barks,
just
but I add
carry
vanilla.
vanilla around and add it
No,
to your bottles?
like I don't drink Barks out of the bottle.
He sweats
All
vanilla.
right, what other ones do I need? Number 5.
Well, what are you putting down for that one?
Circle A&W for that one.
Oh, we got A&W down.
That one looks like it has caramel in it.
I know, but look at the foam. See it? Boom.
Mm.
How it just stays on the glass after you.
That looks like it might be A&W.
That looks like a high quality root beer.
Trying to get it to foam up a little bit here.
Have you given Hanks?
Mm-mm.
Like you haven't told what Hanks is.
I think that's going to be Hanks for
You
me.
think that's
I think 5 is Hanks, yeah.
You never
It has a bottle taste to it. It was either a bottle or a can taste for me.
I mean, you got one in 6 chances.
4.
1 in 5
I
chances.
need number 4.
See, 4 is the one that got me earlier. Let me cleanse.
There's only one that's not in a bottle, so to say it tastes like it's
What
in
are you
a
gonna
bottle-
do if you get none right? Just are you gonna flip this bar over and just
No.
go insane,
No.
saying that we cheated?
I would still be in a good mood because now I have root beer for days after this. So
No,
Yeah.
you're going to be grounded. You're not going to be allowed to drink any of it.
Because you're wrong.
There's only one left. Which one?
this 4 is Barks. 4 is Barks.
Are you sure?
I think you're wrong.
I'm not confident about that one.
Are you confident about any of them?
Yeah,
Which one?
some of them.
Do you have the answers, Caleb?
I do have the answer.
All right.
All right,
I
look,
want to hear
You
them.
tell me which one you're most confident in, and we'll start there.
3. I'm most confident in number 3.
What is number 3?
He put IBC.
IBC?
Yeah, it's wrong, isn't it?
What?
What is it?
Number 3 is Hanks.
See, that's one I wasn't familiar with, so I'll
Mm.
take that.
So wrong. Boom.
Give me number 6.
Number 6, he put A&W. You're the A&W connoisseur, you said.
I know.
Mm,
Drinking it out of a can is different.
it was.
It was out of a bottle.
If you say Barks, I might flip the bar.
IBC.
Okay, that's fine. Those are both good root beers.
They are.
I'll take that. All right,
You got A&W wrong.
that's okay.
Okay.
Give me number 5. Well, it's automatically wrong, so
Yeah, he put Hank, so we know it's wrong. So go ahead and wait. Wow.
A&W.
okay. I liked that one, so it's fine. I'm not far off.
So,
You're less than 50% right now.
It's okay.
what'd you put for number 1?
Number 1, he put Dublin.
Good
I'm-
job.
That one was I was confident.
What'd you put for number 2?
GB. Great value.
Great value. Which means I got Barks right. Thank goodness.
Number 4.
Barks.
That just means you love bark.
Just because I got it right doesn't mean it's
Boom.
the best.
That means that you.
The thing is, that was so bad that I knew immediately
No.
that was
No, that was the last one you wrote down.
because it was so bad.
No, it's because you didn't know.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first tasted it,
You didn't know, Curry.
No, I knew it.
You lost. You didn't get the 4 out of 6.
50% isn't bad.
We beat you.
Hall of Famers strike out 7 out of every 10 at bats. All I'm gonna say.
Well,
That's
it's
not bad.
hey, I had fun. We got a lot of root beer to drink, so give me one of those glasses.
I want number 5 because that's A&W.
I want number 3. Give me 3. I want to try Hanks.
That one I wasn't very confident in.
Boom. It kind of stings my tongue a little bit.
That's the sarsaparilla. I think there's a little bit of sarsaparilla.
All right, Barilla.
What was number 6?
Number 6 was IBC, which is a good one. That's good. All right, so here's the deal. We are all right. So if you were to look at root beer, because we had you as kind of a proven winner in this because you talk so much about it, but kind of proved to kind of fly over the radar.
It was 50%.
Yeah.
You're right. That's better than none.
50%. We'll give you that.
After I got the first 3 wrong, I got worried.
All right. So let me ask you guys this: when you watch a game on TV or you go to a game, are you one to kind of root for the guy who's going to win, like the team that's going to win? Because I know you're like a Chiefs fan. I kind of give you grief because to me that's kind of a bandwagon team. Or are you kind of the guy who roots for like the underdog? Like, are you going to root for the Raiders, so to speak, of the league when they go in?
Oh, this wasn't directly.
No, I'm just saying either one.
I thought you were directing it to Curry since you were talking about Chiefs there.
No, I mean either way.
Personally, it depends. If it's my team, I'm going to go with my team no matter what. But if it's any of them, like the Super Bowl or something, and the Chiefs aren't in it, I like the underdogs. But at the same time, I like the proven winners because I think they've played good enough to prove that they're good enough to win the game. So I want to see their hard work pay off. But I think the underdogs is a cool story, but I like the proven winners more, personally.
Yeah. Well, like for me, the Rangers this past season, they've always been the underdog because they've never won the World Series. So
yeah, always.
So
always.
I'm rooting for them. I've rooted for them for the longest time. The Dallas Mavericks, I've rooted for them for the longest time. Even when they had the sorriest of sorriest teams, I've always rooted for them. So that's always been my mentality. Like when I'm watching a team and I have nothing invested in it, like I see there's a team that's down by 20 points and they start making a run, like I'm rooting for them. Like, come on,
absolutely.
come on. You got this. The scrubbiest guy, I want him to come back. I remember back in the day, like when Stephen Curry played for Davison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I was rooting for his team, Cinderella story all the way. Like I'm rooting for him. March Madness coming up.
That's where you see a lot of those kind of
Underdogs,
stories come
yeah.
from. It's
Yeah.
like March Madness. And
Just
so,
get after it. Like
Yeah.
I want to see that team just go to town and win, upset some of these teams like Duke, North Carolina, start whooping up on some of these teams and just make a run. Like what's her name from Iowa? Just
Caitlin Clark.
yeah, she's
yeah.
a beast.
yeah, it just like Iowa wasn't even a blip on the map until she got there and started whooping up.
Yeah. It's
So-
crazy how she can just one person can put a team on a map.
Yeah.
And so that's always great.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about it. I mean, we've been there with the Rangers and the Mavericks and, our home teams here, even the Cowboys here lately, the playoff droughts and, even in 2011 when the Mavs won the championship,
they were the underdog.
nobody had them even in their right mind to beat LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. And so when that whole series started, oh man, you talk about when we won, I think it was game 1? Did we win game 1? I don't know. I can't remember. But anyways, the first game we won in the series, I was like, hey, we got a chance, boys. And so, yeah, I'm definitely an underdog guy, I would say.
Yeah, especially after how we made it to the finals the first time and then lost.
Well, and you got to think too, like the Mavericks, the team that they had, they were all veterans,
Yeah.
and so, like I said, I mean, everybody kind of thought they were washed up and couldn't play anymore. I mean, you had Vince Carter, Jason Kidd, Sean Marion. I mean, all these guys that were
Chandler.
yeah, and all these. I mean, Chandler still. I mean, he was pretty. I say young. I mean, he wasn't a rookie, but he
He still had
young.
some life in him.
But the rest of them, I mean, even though Dirk played well beyond, but still, I mean, past their prime. You know what I'm saying? They're right there on the cusp of being past their prime, but yet they could still play together and win that championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw like the Rangers going into this season had like less than a 1% chance to make the play or to make the World Series, much less win it. I think it was cool just to see them come all the way, especially with people that like aren't big on the map, like Evan Carter, who was a rookie this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Boy, they are
And-
giving some rookies some high praise this
They
year.
are.
Yeah.
They are.
They got what the Langford,
Langford, the
Yeah.
Florida kid, yeah.
and there's another one I saw.
Carter.
Yeah, no, well,
Lighter.
yeah,
Jack Lighter.
yeah.
Yeah. The Vandy kid.
yeah,
Yeah.
Latier, ain't it? Or is it Lighter?
Lighter. It's
Is
lighter.
that what it is?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, so we've talked about kind of both. We talked about collegiate and professional, both kind of the underdog versus proven winners. If you had to choose professional teams or collegiate teams, which one would you choose to watch? If you had to like say one has to go type thing, and you could only watch one or you could only support one, which one would you support?
I'm going to say college. Just because whenever I watch college baseball, you always turn it on and you always see them like they're so fired up and they're so energetic. It's because like most of them know that after this year or after their college career, very few of them are going to go pro. And so they're giving it like everything they have and they're giving it the most energy and they put everything into it, which is, I think, it's more entertaining to watch and it's more fun to support whenever you see stuff like that.
But do you think the NIL has changed some of that?
Oh, big time. That's what I was going to say. Like mine would have been college until the NIL kind of stepped in.
Yeah.
And so now, I mean, who can give me the best offer type? And so basically, it's almost turned it into a professional type atmosphere, you could say.
Yeah.
And so, to me, right, like I said, before the NIL, I think it would have been college because the kids are trying to earn that spot or earn that way to
make it.
the pros.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, if I had to choose, like in today's, like if I had to choose today, it'd probably be the pros because I would want to see, my guys that
Yeah.
I root for.
Another thing with college for me though is that like you're not going to see the same guys forever. Like eventually these guys are going to be gone. Like you can have 4-year run where
Right.
you're the best team, like Iowa did and UConn did, and then whenever that team flushes out and none of those people are there again, like you might be the worst team. So
Well,
I think
I
it's
mean-
interesting to see the ups and downs.
Look at UConn girls basketball. I mean, they were the top in the 2000s, and now, I mean,
They've kind of been
you
on
don't
the
even
decline.
hear nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I see both of y'all's points. I like the collegiate for what you're saying, Curry. I think that you have those guys. Not every one of those guys are in there for the money aspect of it. There's some that are in there because they love the sport. They love, and there are some of those in the professional realm too. But it is a business aspect that when they go pro, playing that sport has turned into their business.
It's turned into their
And
life.
yeah, and so everything that they do is a business move. Their dietary things is their business. And so, and it is to a certain degree in college too, but they have to go to class. They have to make sure that they have those grades, that they are going to class, because they're not guaranteed a professional athletic profession beyond college. And so for them, they're striving to get that education so they can get a degree that can get them a job afterwards, and something that is going to be more have them with more longevity beyond what their broken body can give them. So if they're going to school to be a lawyer, going to school to be a doctor, going to school to be an accountant, some sort of financial advisor or whatever it is, physical therapist or whatever, psychology, they have that to fall back on. And so it's not as business minded in that aspect. Yes, you do have some of those who are more high end athletes who are already talking about draft prospects, those who are already talking about that next level, who already have the endorsement deals, who already have, crazy amount of money being thrown at them. But you still have those purists who love the game, who know that this is only going to be short-lived, and play with that idea, with that mentality. And then you still have the young guys who come in, who are trying so hard to make the squad. And when they get on the field for the first time, I think of like Archie Manning getting on the field for the first time, how awesome it is to play. And it's not, he already has NIL deals and like already made $2 million,
Yeah.
and he
Sit the
hasn't hardly
bench.
played.
Mm-hmm.
But the joy he has when he actually gets on the field to play is incredible. And so to me, to see that is incredible. Now I do like to watch. I like to watch because those guys who play professional move at such a higher speed and hit with so much more.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they almost perfected their craft. I mean, you
It's
never
their job.
you never perfect it, but
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, you're right. It's your job.
You've got it there to where you can make minor adjustments, but you have the way you do things.
Yeah, and
Exactly,
So that's
yeah.
always kind of nice to see.
And there's
And
so
I
much
like-
science to it too.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I like the science, especially baseball wise, the statistics and the anatomy and all that stuff. And I like the team aspect of college too, because I feel like once you get to professional sports, people are so in and out all the time, and you're not as much of a team because you have so many guys in the organization and things like that. But when you're in college, like you're doing life together because you go to school together, you go to class together,
Most
you
of
do
them
things
live
together. Yeah, your uniform, like everything's disciplined and you do everything together. So I feel like you build better bonds doing that than professional sports, which is interesting to see for me.
I see that though, but I also think the transfer portal has kind of messed some of that up too, though.
Yeah, that's very true, unfortunately.
I think you see a lot of that just like in the football and basketball side of the collegiate sports.
Yeah, I don't see that as much in baseball.
Yeah, I haven't really seen it that much. So, I mean,
Well,
I don't know. That we see, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
I mean, I see it in like Paul Skeens, who was at Air Force. He was a two-way guy, and he raked at Air Force, but then he came to LSU and just elevated his game so much more. So sometimes it is, I feel like a business move like that was. Like he got a lot better and he got a lot more acknowledgement when he came to LSU. But I don't know.
So like like with baseball wasn't in the Olympics for a while. It was at one point, then it left, and so recently, within the last, I think the last Olympics, it came
Yeah.
back,
yeah.
and so it's going to be back in this next Olympics as well. So our next question kind of deals with that. What Olympic sport doesn't need to exist or doesn't exist, but should?
It's like what sport should be in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I don't know, man. This one's super hard.
Pickleball? Should it be pickleball?
Dude. Have you-
Pickleball,
have you-
the celebrity
have you-
pickleball tournament. I see those. John McEnroe getting intense,
Yeah.
like slamming stuff.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. No. I think pickleball.
I like pickleball.
I do too.
I want something a little more intense, though.
Micro
I'd say-
wrestling.
Have you ever watched a ping pong match in the Olympics?
Yes.
Those get intense.
Have you seen like the trampoline? The trampoline. Oh my
Acrobatics?
god.
Lean gymnastics?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
I've
they
never seen that.
they jump and do acrobatic stuff on that trampoline. Yeah, it's intense.
Waffle making? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, but it's kind of, I mean,
I still say micro wrestling.
what do you mean by micro? Like midgets?
Yes,
Little people.
little
Oh,
people.
Sorry. Don't mean to
Yeah.
offend anybody. Micro wrestling.
What about like bass fishing, like fishing?
You
Like,
know,
yeah, I think
I like
that would be
that.
cool to see because it's kind of a universal thing.
I wish our high school would get a fishing team.
Oh,
We're talking about Olympics here,
yeah.
not high school.
Sorry.
Well, it starts from the bottom. You got to work your way up to be an Olympic athlete, though.
yeah, starts from the bottom.
I think
I'm going to say pickleball for me.
like NASCAR or something,
NASCAR?
or like
No.
what if they did like pit stops, like speed pit stops?
No.
I think that would be cool to see. Because I like seeing like the videos of like the people breaking the pit stop world records, like all the people doing like changing the tires, fueling it up, and everything. That just seems cool to me. How fast they could do it.
Marching band competitions?
What about kickball,
Kickball. I don't know.
dodgeball,
Dodgeball.
dodgeball?
I would have to say dodgeball actually.
That would be pretty intense.
What about golf?
Is that
But-
not?
That's not in the Olympics. They have the Ryder Cup,
Oh, yeah.
but they don't have the Olympics.
Yeah, let's throw golf in there.
I like golf. I like watching the World Baseball Classic more than baseball in the Olympics, though,
Yeah, I kind of do too.
because like more people play in the World Baseball
What if
Classic.
they
I
did
feel like
the Olympic baseball, like banana style?
that would be cool. I'd watch that more than the World Baseball Classic, probably. Then that would be.
I caught myself watching Banana Ball.
I did too,
Oh.
as soon as we did our little podcast.
Yeah, and so when I go to like the high school baseball game or watch it on TV, I was like, "Why is this so slow?"
Yeah.
Like we need like speed this ball.
Why is nobody dancing right now?
Yeah. Well,
So
I would love to see pickleball in the Olympics. I would love to see micro wrestling. I don't know.
golf, bass fishing. I think those are all great choices.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who do we need to go to petition to have some of these things go?
I don't know.
The Olympic Committee.
Do you know somebody?
I don't.
No,
I don't.
somebody.
Well, all these athletes, they kind of. You talked about it a minute ago. They all had their routine and
Yeah.
their warm up songs, and they kind of get in the zone. And so, I guess, what's your routine and what's your song of choice that just gets you pumped and ready for?
Welcome to the.
I like that one, but that's probably not. I don't really have a specific walk up or a hype song that gets me ready.
Really?
It's usually just
All
whatever.
athletes do.
I kind of like.
He's
the
not a real
silence.
athlete.
So
Yeah, that's what it is. I just kind of like the silence sometimes too. Like just being able to sit there and just listen to the. Usually it's a game going on before me, but I don't like listening. Usually I'll sit in the locker room. I don't really listen to music in there, but I'll sit in the locker room, and then once I leave the locker room, I don't have my phone or anything, and I'm just mentally preparing myself. Like I'm not blaring music or anything. I think it's better for me to lock in on the task at hand. I don't like distracting myself with music or anything. My routine though.
It's Golden Girls theme song.
Maybe. It's usually whatever you're playing at the baseball field, whatever is coming through the loudspeakers.
It's usually like Frozen.
Sometimes it is Frozen. I did hear that the other day when I was sitting there. I was like, why are we listening to Frozen? And then I listened to which song it was. I was like, oh, that fits the situation. But my routine, I am usually the first one there on the team. And I usually help with JV, I'll catch in and out and stuff like that just to get moving. And then I'll stretch and hit before I do anything else. And then I'll stretch and hit before I put my uniform on or anything. And then I'll come back in, put my uniform on and stretch, do my arm care stuff, get my arm ready to throw, hit maybe one more time, and then I'm ready to go.
So how long do you think your routine takes you?
From when I show up to the field
Yeah.
to when the first pitch is thrown. Yesterday it was probably 2.5 to 3 hours.
Nice.
But it doesn't have to take me that long. That's when I'm comfortable and have that amount of time. Then that's what I'll do. But
Yeah, because sometimes you don't get the luxury, especially when
Yeah.
you're traveling.
especially in a away game, yeah. Away game, I don't get the luxury of doing that. I just show up and ready to roll. But on a home game, that's what
I know.
prefer to do.
For me, when I was coaching, especially when I was coaching for CCS and stuff, I wouldn't say I had a warm up song or anything because I had to listen for kids or whatever. But the girls always played before us, and so I would always sit mid court, no matter where we're playing. I would sit mid court, and I would just kind of zone out. I would get my prayer in, talk to God, ask for guidance, and keep everybody safe and all that. Then I would just kind of visualize. Because, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you can kind of get a feel of how the game's going to go with the girls' game. How the crowd's reacting, how the refs are calling, how your team's kind of reacting to the refs. And so I would just kind of, like I said, just sit back and take it all in and kind of visualize my game and how it's going to go. And so, it would take me probably to about halftime. Then I would get my kids ready for warm-up, and third quarter comes, we would stretch and do all that. Fourth quarter, we're going over our game plan, ready to execute. Then we actually start live warm ups, and so it would take me basically the whole girls' game to get ready to coach for my game.
Yeah.
And that's just coaching. So,
Curry's like the guy, and when he was talking about it, it reminded me of the major leagues with that guy who was lighting incense in his locker and just meditating. Baboom. Yeah.
I do like to I always pray before I leave the bullpen since I'm catching. I'll finish catching the bullpen. I'll say, all right, I'll meet you out there, and I stay by myself in the bullpen, and it's kind of calming because everything outside of the bullpen is going on fast pace and everything's getting ramped up, but I just sit in there in silence and am able to pray before we have our team prayer and talk to God personally and just mentally prepare myself after that. And then my go-to place to look for, my thing to look at to concentrate is usually the left field foul pole. because no matter what stadium you play in, no matter where you play, there's always going to be a left field foul pole. So I like to look at that. It's like my concentrator. But also at our stadium, just beyond that is like the steeple of the church, which I also like to look at that too when we play home games.
I've never been a music guy, so we've talked about that before on previous podcasts. But my wife is, and all that kind of stuff. I'm more of like I love like inspirational speeches, like Friday Night Lights. You get on that, and like listening to people just give you something inspiring. And I love just somebody just speaking truth and speaking life into me. And I love those, like Hoosier, you have the basketball coach that just pumps you up. And I love hearing that story or hearing those speeches, Braveheart, as he's about to enter into that battle. And so, I think of those kind of speeches. I think of Bible stories, of when, you have the warriors who are about to go into battle. When holding each other up, holding arms up so that the battle and the victory can be won. And for me, I see those kind of things. And so by the time I get out on the court, I'm ready just to like run down the court like adrenaline running. I'm like, I'm going to bust through a banner. I don't care if a banner's meant to be busted through or not. I'm ripping banners off the side of the walls and tearing them up like a Tasmanian devil. Like, I'm ready. I'm excited and ready to go.
I will say, though, if I had to pick one, there's a documentary called Fastball that was on Netflix a while ago. It was just about pitching, like, over the years and stuff. And there's, like, a monologue. I think Kevin Costner does it that was in Field of Dreams. And it talks about, like, I usually listen to that. It's like a minute long. But it talks about how modern day, like, baseball is so sophisticated and there's statistics and you try to predict. But overall, it comes down to a man with a rock and a man with a stick. And you just have to do your best to participate and to do your best. Like, I think that helps like ground me and realize what I'm really about to do.
Yeah,
like keeps me.
Well, it takes you back to the basics. I mean,
yeah, it makes
stop
you
overthinking.
Yeah, it uncomplicates it. It makes it simple and makes you realize what you're about to do is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, and also one of the easiest things you'll ever do.
I think that's where we kind of amp ourselves up too, is that we start to overthink, and sometimes these motivational speeches and these warm-up songs can just ground you to where, like I said, it takes you back to the basics and it just relaxes you and puts you at peace. I mean, because we all know if you overthink it, you're going to mess up big time. And so, I mean, I encourage everyone to have something that kind of brings them back down to that peace. So
there was a story I heard the other day about Joe Burrow playing basketball for his high school team. Y'all may have heard the story too, but he was playing basketball for his high school team. It may have been his middle school team, but they were down by, I think, 10 points. No, they were down by 7 points with 30 seconds left in the game. Joe Burrow gets on the floor, scores 9 points in, I think it was within 25 seconds, is fouled and shooting free throws, and winds up winning the game by 6 points within those 30 seconds. And one of the dads sitting on the bench next to him, it was a psychologist, and was sitting next to his parents and said, Joe Burrow has the characteristics of either being a major league professional all-time leader scoring or a psychopath killer.
Wow.
They said that he
ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah. But he said that his blood pressure, his personality never changed. His blood pressure stays the same. In high pressure situations, he never freaked out. He never got in over his head. He never was way too low. He was never way too high. He was just well balanced and kept his composure in the most stressful situation. He was the calmest that you could possibly be. And I thought, man, that's kind of freaky.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even to be in middle school, to have that demeanor, to have that wherewithal to know, like, this is not life or death. This is not the end of the world. Whether I win or lose, it's not gonna change anything in my life. And so for me, when I read that, I was like, man, how could I trick my mind into thinking like that and having that mentality?
That's right.
So, and I wish I could like instill that into you, especially like catching, especially yesterday when you get home after a hard day on the baseball field and you're frustrated.
Yeah.
So, but so with that in mind, like, so when we think of like Joe Burrow is, some would say he's one of the greatest baseball players, or not baseball, football players. But because of some of those aspects and attributes, who would you say is probably the best football player, the GOAT of football, the GOAT of basketball? Maybe.
Well, let's can we do something different?
Yeah.
Let's do a GOAT and a player that you think gets overlooked.
Okay.
Okay.
Just kind of add
For each sport, like
Yeah,
for
let's do-
football, baseball, and
let's do it
basketball.
for each sport.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the only one I really haven't thought of.
So for football, who wants to start?
Well, I mean, you got to go Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I would say Tom Brady probably.
yeah, Tom Brady for sure. I mean, Pat Mahomes probably he's getting to be a close second.
He'll get there with time.
At first I would say Pat Mahomes kind of got looked over.
And then he proved.
I mean, because you think about it. I mean, he came from Texas Tech, which is not
known for creating big players.
for big players. But I mean, he's just grown into that player to where I think he is going to be one of the GOATs of all time there.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, the player I think that kind of got looked over is Aubrey, the kicker for the Cowboys. I mean,
Yeah.
he came from soccer, and I mean, dude's legit.
Yeah.
I would say Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Bridgewater, I think, was one that
I
got
think
overlooked.
he never got his chance.
Yeah.
Like a legitimate shot.
I want to say the overlook is probably I think of somebody like Cam Newton, who was really good and just got caught up out of the game. And
Well,
didn't have people around him to help him out. Like he was good by himself, but he couldn't make it happen with his team. So,
Well, Johnny Manziel, I think the same way. Just all the fame and glory kind of got to him.
I'm just glad nobody said Colin Kaepernick.
no.
But have y'all
I
seen that
forgot he
documentary?
was-
on
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel, yeah.
I mean, I thought that was
Yeah.
really, really well done. And I mean, I feel for the kid. I really do.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on to basketball.
See, I don't know about basketball.
You better shut your mouth.
I'm just saying,
You better
I
not
don't
say.
watch basketball. Is what
You
I'm
better not say LeBron. Oh,
No, LeBron is not the GOAT. I would definitely say Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
What about overlooked?
I want to say Dirk, but he wasn't that overlooked. I think
No,
he got
wasn't.
recognition for
Yeah.
what he did. I would say, I don't know. I feel like Damian Lillard is kind of overlooked, but since he's left Portland, since he's not the main guy on a team anymore, he's more of a role player now.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm gonna say
I don't know.
I'm gonna say MJ. I was gonna say Shaq really, but I mean MJ is over Shaq, but Shaq is a very close second for me. But I'm gonna say Dennis Rodman as a player that gets overlooked. I mean the guy. I mean you look at his points and stuff; they're very low, but where he shines was defense and rebounds. And I mean honestly, you say defense wins championships. Look at Dennis Rodman, and so, and his attitude was a big deterrent for a lot of people. But Michael Jordan told Phil, like, "Hey, if you want to win some more championships, we need Dennis. We need the boards. We need the defense." And I think he just got overlooked just because of the way he acted and the way he, his persona.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with MJ. He's the GOAT. Man, overlooked.
I mean, there's a lot of overlooked, I think,
Man.
especially in basketball.
Yeah, like I think of like Jamal Mashburn,
Yeah. Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady, yeah, Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of greats that
Yeah,
you can throw in there.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash,
I
yeah.
mean, one of the greatest point guards, and he still never has a
But he got
championship.
MVP, though.
Yeah, but no championship, no nothing like that.
Yeah. What is it, Sean Marion?
Yeah, yeah, but he won the championship with us.
Yeah.
With the Mavs in 11. So
Yeah. Yeah, I would say like Jamal Mashburn or Jimmy Jackson.
Yeah.
So like those are all
Or White Chocolate, Jason Williams.
yeah. Yeah, he was
That dude has some handles, man.
Vladdy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like Vladdy. Chris Webber.
Yep.
I mean,
Those are all guys that were they were always in the playoffs, but they never
they
were
could never
able.
close out, finish.
So,
So,
but yep. So Joe's versus pros. I mean, it's a classic. There was even like an old TV show on Spike TV called Joe's versus Pros. It was one of those shows to where you had the amateur guy who would always go up against some professional guy who was probably on their way out of professional league playing that sport. But if that amateur guy beat them, they thought they were hot stuff.
oh, yeah.
And so that's kind of where the premise of this title came from. But yeah, if we had to do it over, I think we would probably think we were pros at something, at some sort of another pickleball. Maybe we could make Olympics.
Maybe,
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Trophy Bros.
Hold on.
What?
We got to do our win.
Oh yeah, we do because
we always do it.
we always do our win.
I mean, you were about to close it out, man.
We were.
Jeez.
That was a test.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I passed.
You passed. All right.
Flying colors.
What is a win that you've had since the last time we were here? It could be a win on the field, a win, like just a win in life. Let you go first, Kit.
Okay. Mine is, just being really thankful for my wife here lately. She's been working really super hard, pulling some extra shifts because they're kind of down at work, and that kind of takes a toll on her, not only physically, just being away from the family and all that, but mentally as well. And so just to be there to encourage her and keep pressing on, and because sometimes she feels like she's failing because the laundry's kind of out of control, or because when she's at work, I still have to take the kids to practice and games, and we try to make Curry's games, Little's games, and it's it's just busy. And so with 6 people in the house, laundry kind of gets backed up. But just to remind her that it's okay, and that that she's the best wife in the world. So
Other than mine.
no, mine's number 1 in my heart.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, a win for us is it seems like there's always health issues that go around, not necessarily within our family, but around our family. And just to be reminded that God is still good, even in the midst of those things, He reminds us that He's faithful and how He's always moving. And for us, it's just that reminder that, man, despite some of the lack of control that we feel that we have, He is still in control. And to me, just being reminded of that is, man, it's just so powerful. And I'm so thankful that I'm not in control, because if I was, man, I would so mess it up. So to me, that is a big time win to know that I'm not in control. He is.
Absolutely.
My win, I didn't come prepared for this at all.
Hey man, you had a
Mine
good
would say.
good day on the mound the other day.
Yeah, baseball wise, but I think also being able to start praying before the games with the team, being able to lead the team in prayer.
That's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah,
it really is.
have everybody together, every single person in the dugout come together. We're able to pray. We're able to talk to God, ask Him to keep us safe, to allow us to perform, to give everybody a clear mind, and just most of all to keep us safe. But just to be able to have everybody there to talk to God, I think is a really cool thing to see as a team.
It's cool to see as a fan in the crowd as well. So that's pretty awesome.
All right, Kit, send us out.
But that's it. That's it for this Trophy Bros podcast, episode 5 with Joe's versus Pros. And we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace out. Thank you for listening to Trophy Bros.
You can reach us through email at trophybrospodcast@gmail.com.
Make sure to also check us out on Facebook.
And if you like our podcast, make sure to like, share, follow, and rate us.
We're the Trophy Bros. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.